Let me go ahead and record this, do a quick morning recap here. All right, recorder started. This is the morning recap for Thursday morning. This is EMD. I want to just show a couple things real quick, just to orient you on the chart. These are the guidance dots that you see in the room, part of the Pro package. You see, I'm not going to get into a lot of detail, but essentially they're kind of keeping you long or short in the market. And pre-market we had this big run up overnight, like such. Here's the open of the market over here. 6:30 Pacific is right here. Just to orient you real quick so you know where we're at. 6:30. There's the market open right there. And I think we had a high energy time around there too, didn't we? Was it 28 or 48? I know it was right around in here somewhere, wasn't it? 6:48 or 28?
48, I believe.
48. Okay. So the high energy time was right over here. And it was pretty clear at this point that the market was not heading any higher after it peaked out over here. And Gary, I think when I came in the room, I think you actually had a line on EMD that kind of looked like this, didn't you? Like a downtrending line?
We did, yes.
So like we do with our pre-market routine, we could have made note of the fact that we had resistance up here at 890, support down here kind of at this 83 area. And right around the open, of course, we get these little head fakes, these little pops. But in fact, you were starting to set up this big retracement sell-off kind of right in here. And right around the high energy time, of course, is when it broke. Now, this broke pretty quick. I mean, you pretty much had to, have an order in there or take a market order or, excuse me, and it came right down, I think, to this, we called out this support level. I think it was 75 or 76. And I'm not going to go back days and days, but this was actually a swing level right down here. See how it came and kissed it? Remember, 76-ish, just right under 76. And then you got a couple of nice yellow bar probes here to the short side. And I think we had some news right at 7 o'clock, the ISM number. And so what I'm trying to show here is that if you miss this initial pop down, the guidance dots were still keeping you short, so we were still looking for short entries. Right around the news event, we get a couple little probies, a little blip in our heads up, and then here's another short trade set up right here. Just beautiful breakdown of support. Taking that 76 level out. And it bipped all the way down to here. So this was another excellent trade you could have taken right here. 76 down to, well, you probably would have stopped at around 70. So that trade alone was worth about 60 ticks. This one little shorty right here. This was on one contract. That was a $600 trade right there. So that was your session between the open and the market. Here's the pre-market support and resistance levels. Our guidance dots were keeping us short, looking for breaks of support, which of course we got, and of course we got again here. Got it right at high energy time, right after the open, right after the news event, and we bipped down. We put in a fresh low, double bottom down here. And then notice what happens here. And we watched this live in the room. Let me blow this up. This was pretty cool how this happened. It doesn't happen every day, but most days it's amazing how this happens. You get these V-shaped bottoms right around 7 o'clock. Has anybody noticed that? Anybody notice we get these V-shaped bottoms at 7 o'clock? I don't know what it is. Market starts to cover. Market covers. We get the trend change here. Remember, got a trend change actually early on Roosty. Remember the Russell, TF? The trend change actually happened slightly before EMD. Here was a textbook yellow bar probe trade. Resumption of selling, in an uptrend now. Guidance dots are long, so we're looking for the break. Here's a textbook probe, resumption of buying. A beautiful pop long here. Could have got long right around 74, and it bipped you all the way up into this 79 area. That trade alone was 45, 50 ticks. Here you got a nice 60 tick short. That's $600 for one contract. Here's another one, 450, 500. These two trades alone, say you didn't even get this one over here. This was about $1,000 to $1,100 right here. Yeah, right here, just these two trades. And then, of course, we get a little more consolidation, and then we have another nice run. Here's another yellow bar probe, and this one was really nice. I think I had some technical issues, so I had to reboot, but I think you guys probably called this in the room, didn't you? Yellow bar probe, boom, up she goes.
We did. We just called that last one too.
Yeah, so this final trade, depending on your entry, even if you didn't get in until it took this swing at 880, I mean, it went all the way here to, maybe you stopped out at 886. I don't know, maybe right in here somewhere. Here's your stop. I mean, if you didn't take any trade in the morning at all and you simply waited for this one, and you didn't take it till it broke 880, that trade alone was 60 ticks right there. I mean, there was a $600 trade even if you didn't get the other three. So I don't know. EMD was really rocking and rolling today. Beautiful V-shaped bottom at 7 o'clock. Textbook sell-off at high energy. Yellow bar probe here right at the news. Boom, down she goes. We get a nice little short. V bottom. Trend change. Guidance dots flip. Get us long. We're trading the long side. 1, 2, 3. Anybody take these? By the way, anybody take these on the equities? YM, TF, EMD?
Charles, we had several people typed in. Matter of fact, Ness was one of them. He said 4 and 0.
4-0? Nailed every one?
Nailed every one.
Good for you. I mean, it wasn't, this was like, I don't know, if you wanted to draw a textbook of breakouts and probes, this is what it would look like. This is exactly what it would look like right here. I mean, this was just a beautiful textbook day. Let's go over and see what she's doing now. Oh, yeah, here was the other one. Did you call this one?
We did. We called that actually off of the 12-range dots. It came down and kissed them.
I have a 10 in here, a 10 flip, but a 12 stayed long in here, right?
12 did stay long, yes.
I have a 10, but 12 stayed long. Probably bit right down here and checked the line in the sand, and then boom, up she went, right?
Uh-huh.
I think I was logging back into the room when this one happened, so I didn't get this one.
Yeah, and we called that exact area, too, because we had that major swing. It did that 100% retracement. It was incredible.
You're right into here?
Yeah, actually, you're right. We got in down there, but we called it out exactly at that. We had a line drawn on the chart minus the wick at 890, and it nailed it.
Sweet. Yeah, these are, I think the key obviously is to exercise a little patience and discipline. And, of course, when the market's trending, you want to take, swim with the stream. If it's heading up, you're buying probes and you're buying breakouts. And if she's selling off, you got your trend guidance short. You're taking short trades, probes and breakdowns. And, you don't need a lot of winners. I mean, 1 or 2 winners in here, and you would have a very nice morning. Very nice morning. All right. Well, I did record this. I am going to do a couple of screenshots. I know that we have folks that just joined us as new subscribers, so this is still educational. It's helping a lot. We get a lot of good feedback on these. And then, of course, we have a lot of folks in free trials that are expiring this week, either today or tomorrow. And if you are, we have a support webinar tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And I think you mentioned we have the pro webinar tonight at 5 Pacific, right?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
By the way, EMD, if you didn't take profit that first time, you're right back at that 890 again. You do have that major swing at 890.70. Of course, if this thing decides to run, you could check your chart and see where she might be going. Just draw your lines.
Yeah, I have a 12. I'm trying to find my 12 on the other screen. Yeah, she's putting in a little consolidation pocket. You're right, Gary. You did have a couple of chances to get out here at this 890, but it looks like she wants to break it. I got a line here for some reason. Is that the swing high of the morning right there?
That was. And I banked the coin for
Oh, yeah, it is. Look at that. This is our pre-market analysis. This was the swing high of the morning. We're right at it.
Yep.
Right at it. There you go. Well, you can see here, guys and gals, everybody left in the room here, this is why we do our analysis, support and resistance analysis on these charts. Look how nice it was. It just finds these levels. If you're short or you're long and you're buying breakouts and you're taking probes and trading with the trend, you're doing a couple simple support resistance lines that can make a big difference on a chart. It really does. Visually, it helps you. And it's good to have a nice wide screen. And just like we showed earlier, Gary was showing all the confusion with all those indicators down here. You really don't need all that. I mean, some Viper indicators, the guidance dots, very simple analysis, support resistance. You can take these trades. You don't need a lot of complicated indicators and all the rest of it on there. I just find all that confusing. I like a clean chart. I really do. Just a nice straight up Viper indicators, guidance dots, support and resistance. You can make money.
Plus 90-year-old guys that have been calling trades since
since they were trading soybeans.
Dinosaurs. Now, actually, I think we do have 90 years between us, don't we?
Oh yeah. No, that's right. Yeah, I think you're right. Yep.
I told everybody to bank that coin up there. See why?
She just pinged that swing high right on the button. Look at it. Right here. Look at this. Boom. Yep. That was your, here, let's see here. 1, 2, third chance to get out. 1, 2, third chance to get out. There you have it. All right, now, we're coming up on 9 o'clock Pacific. We've had some great monster volatility here today. If you've made some money, bank it. If you want to trade a little later in the morning, keep an eye on high energy times. It's interesting, the Dow futures were at 122 prior to the open. It peaked out at 150. And then, of course, it dropped all the way back down to almost zero. S&P and NASI cash markets actually dipped slightly negative. And then right after that news event, this V-shaped bottom, they ran it all back up, and now it's up 127. So a lot of buyers just sort of stepping back in this market. It's almost like it doesn't matter what the news is these days. I don't know what the deal is, but, they run it up overnight. Shorties come in, take it down. 7 o'clock, we get these V-shaped bottoms. They pinch the shorties down here. You get some short covering. Then you get a rally, and the buyers kick in. They just want to keep running it up. Might break it. Might break it here.
It's looking pretty strong, actually.
Yeah, it's pushing it. All right, let me stop the recording. We'll send this recap out for everybody to